Chapter 41 A Lecture for the End of the World. The lecture hall hadn't changed. Rows of worn wooden seats arched in descending crescents. A chalkboard stretched across the front wall, scarred from decades of erasure. The podium stood at center stage like a pulpit built for reason. Doug and Miranda took seats in the middle row. She folded her coat on her lap, spine straight, eyes locked on the man she once revered. Doug slouched into the seat beside her, still looking for the punchline, but knowing deep down the joke had been on him the whole time. Dr. Greaves stood at the front without notes, without slides, without any of the props academia leaned on to soften the blow of truth. "This," he began, voice low and patient, "is not a lecture. It is a confession." He paused, not for drama, but precision. There have been 5 global cataclysms since the rise of sentient beings capable of shaping reality. You know the last as Atlantis. You've read about it in Plato, how it fell in a single night of fire and flood. You may even think it was metaphor. He stepped forward. No mic, just voice. It wasn't. Doug's mouth was already dry. Göbekli Tepe was not buried by time, but by intention, ritually interred, layer by careful layer. A civilization that knew it wouldn't survive the next reset, but hoped a future one might. That you would find it. And ask why. The chalk clacked against the board. Why? "The erosion on the Sphinx," Greaves said, "is not wind. It is water, rain, deep sustained rainfall that has not touched Egypt since 2500 BCE. Robert Schoch was dismissed for saying so, but he was right." He turned. "There is a satellite anomaly beneath Giza, discovered by synthetic aperture radar, SAR imaging the sand itself. A chamber never touched, never mapped publicly. It aligns perfectly with star paths we haven't tracked since before the invention of the calendar. The data exists. I've seen it." Miranda inhaled sharply. "But this isn't just about one civilization. Gilgamesh speaks of the flood. So does the Bible. So does the Mahabharata. So do the Mayans, with their sky serpent, and the 5 suns. In the Indian tradition, Manu survives a deluge with the help of a fish god named Matsya, an avatar of Vishnu who warns him to build a boat." Greaves turned fully now, facing them, the chalk still in his hand, though unused. "These myths are not coincidence. They are recorded memory, fractured, retold, reshaped, but always pointing to the same cycle." He moved to the center of the stage, suddenly younger, as if the weight of history gave him strength. "There is a gate," he said. "An ancient artifact beneath the ocean off the coast of the Bahamas. You've seen the headlines, the Bahama Anomaly. It's not a hoax, it's not a lost city." He leaned forward. "It's a lock. A door." Doug felt his stomach drop. A sunken gate that should never be opened again. And yet, the silent order works toward just that. Every epoch, they attempt to reset us before we awaken fully to the truth. They rebrand the 7 Hermetic principles as abstract thought, morality tales, spiritual fluff, when in fact, they are instructions. He raised a finger. Step-by-step mechanisms for transcending the limits of space, time, and entropy, mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. He looked directly at Doug. "You've read them, maybe even tried to apply them. But the moment enough people begin to understand they aren't ideas, they're functions, the reset begins. The gate starts to pulse again. The order begins to stir." Doug swallowed. Hard. His hand shook slightly. Miranda clutched her coat tighter. "And now," Greaves said, "we find ourselves once again at the edge, the culmination of millennia. The cycles have returned, the gate has stirred, the anomaly glows." His voice dropped a register. "And Ephraim, he who has seen every rise and every fall, is watching." He finally returned to the chalkboard, writing one more word in firm strokes. "Now." He turned back. This is the first half of what I must tell you. If you wish to leave, I will understand. But if you stay, you will never see the world the same way again. Doug didn't move. Neither did Miranda. The silence hung in the air like the moment before lightning. And Dr. Greaves, the last of the old adepts, waited for the storm.